So it's going to be BLORD versus PANDABEARSC for those who have missed out on the beginning and the opening sentences of the game. Thank you, Elimian, by the way. We are looking at Mongols versus the French. And I'm actually very curious as to what the Mongols do. I think that's one of the maps where you can go for trade. But there is a market over here, right? So he probably just wants to scout the market as soon as he can. And from there, he just wants to kind of get those from the age-up building. Okay, so let me just kind of rephrase. As Mongols, you can get the age-up building, which allows you to actually, I can't see what it is. I don't remember the name of that one, actually. But it allows you, so one of your landmarks allows you to create very cheap traders at a very fast rate. And another cool thing about the Mongols is that they can accumulate stone. So what they do is basically they just build the landmark over here, and you can double build with stone. So you can use like your stone that you accumulate with the uvu, which harvests the stone on its own, to basically just double produce your units. So you can also use it with the TC value. So you can actually place a TC over here next to the uvu, and this way you just can actually double produce the villagers. So 100. So it's basically like 50 food, 100 stone for double build instead of a single one, which is quite a decent deal actually. It sounds very good for the Mongol player, I guess. So what we have happening here though is a very standard opening from BLORD, right? That's the guy who did beat me before, and he's going against a very, very solid threat, and he's actually getting a nice situation over here with a lot of food and gold. Now go ahead, sis. Go ahead, tell us what the etymology is. Give us some historical facts. We love historical facts. Okay, that's also very interesting. So PandaBear actually is going for so what PandaBear is going actually for, he's using that speed buff, which is 80-second cooldown just to move a little bit faster on the map. It's cool. Oh my god, no, BLORD loses his scout to the TC of the Mongols. That's terrible news. Because the one thing that you really want to do as anybody playing against the Mongols is actually to scout. If you don't scout the Mongols continuously, you're gonna get into a lot of trouble, even as French. Because, okay, so the good thing, if you're playing against the Mongols, is actually that if you have the knights, you can actually harass their trade. Because you can basically just, see he's going to go for the silver tree, which is the trader building, by the way. So he's going to trade between this place and this place. Now, obviously the caravans are pretty freaking sturdy, but they do not really do that great against knights. So if you can get the knights actually to block the trade, there's going to be a lot of resources lost for PandaBear. We can see actually both players going up. So Panda did actually click up, BLORD did so as well, School of Cavalry. Nothing special at all happening. Oh god, sis, come on, are you serious? Is it for real? And that actually stuck around? That's insane. Anyhow, let's have a look at what's happening. So BLORD reaches the age up first, whereas PandaBear is actually slightly behind here with the silver tree going up. That's crazy, sis. Come on. That sounds like insanity. So anyhow, we see PandaBear actually just kind of going for the chill build. I guess he's gonna get a lot of wood, because he does need to have some sort of defensive set up for those caravans. I guess he's just gonna go for caravans here. Like, I don't see any other possibility as far as expanding goes for him. So what he's gonna go for, actually, he's gonna go for the silver tree. And he's going to go for caravans, right? So the thing is, like, how exactly does he defend against knights? That's a very big question, to be honest. So we have the Khan, who can potentially speed his units up, but I guess if you just get a lot of knights across the map, there's going to be a lot of pressure too. Hey Sheena, I started playing like last Tuesday or something. I'm like top 1k right now in Europe. Or in the world. I think the ladder is worldwide, so I'm 1.250 elo. But we're spectating the tournament. These guys are like 1.5k, all of them actually. Like, I think Panda is definitely very high up. So whatever he's doing it right. Okay, that's kind of the common strategy for the Mongols actually. He's going to go for the trader here. And he is going to go for... no, he's not producing traders, honestly. He's going for a slow build then, I guess. That's gonna be very funky, because those knights are just gonna run in, And he has very little to respond. Like, he's gonna get a kill on the villager here, unless... Oh, he's paying attention. Okay, good. So Panda is actually going to react just in time. This village does survive as well. I would really like to see textiles research, because this plus 25 HP, this means you can survive way more than you would normally have been able to do. Actually, okay, so it's pretty... that's not bad. Oh god. So that's what you do. So you go for double Mandugai, and you actually just try to chase the knights around. That's gonna work, man. That's actually gonna work. So while my chat is gonna fight over etymology, we have more interesting things happening. You can fight, guys. You're free to talk about etymologies all you want in this chat. I'm a linguist, so you're very much welcome to do so. But this being said, the game progresses. So you have a knight idling over here. We have another knight being chased around by the Mandugai actually. And by the way, if Pandabear was actually more, I guess, on point with that, he would have probably gotten more done. But he doesn't get much more done, and those caravans are very idle over here. I'm not sure. Oh no! Come on, sis! You got us, then you got us. I believe you. I should not believe you. The freaking Brits, man. The freaking Brits. It's like, I take a word, and then you do this to me. You're evil, man. You're just evil. Straight up evil. Just, you know, leading on the casters. Come on. Anyhow, we're back to this position over here. So the French kind of castling up here, just getting a lot of infrastructure on top of it. Self, and he's gonna go for archers, which are kind of the general response to the Mandugai, because they just cost less and they're relatively good at trading as the Mandugai, right? Because like they're just cheaper and you can produce them faster in larger quantities. On the other side of the map, we see actually the archery range being used to double produce. I think he's gonna be double producing the Mandugai from this, or he might just. What I would do honestly as Mongols at some point, since like they're just not going to trade efficiently at some point against the archers, why not just produce the archers? I think that's just the right response. Like you should probably just be scouting your opponent a lot, and from there, okay, so he does actually trade poorly here against the knight. He loses a single Mandugai as well. But what he should be doing right now is the archer switch, because he doesn't have any good benefits to gain from this anymore. He can probably he cannot be aggressive with those archers, right? He can only be aggressive with those Mandugai. Oh, he mismicros this quite badly as well. So yeah, Pandabear is actually handling this okay. He's gonna probably kill those knights. He's gonna clean them up at some point. He can chase faster with the cannon at some point as well, so that's important. And he's just gonna get those 2 kills. I don't think you can just get away with this unscathed. You probably lose at least one of those knights here. So that's basically just little micro battle going on at the very uncontested area. I don't know why they're fighting over there, but they are. And yeah, he's just gonna disengage, I guess. He gets those archers, he gets those knights out, actually. He's gonna survive this. And those Mandugai are just kind of not gonna do much. However, there's a huge trade going to be set up for our Mongol player. Well, how many caravans do we see? It's like 6 or 7, right? And they are 55 gold, 5 food, 5 wood each. That's a lot of resources being just kind of moved around the map. And honestly, Mongols are just booming at this point, right? Obviously, the Mongols cannot build a second TC using stone. They have to build it with 900 wood instead, so he's still a far way off from there. But honestly, if you can just get a market even, if he has a market over here, you can actually get a lot done, right? You can have an extra tech as well, right? So, you can see here stone commerce is very good, right? So having 9 or more active traders causes them to supply stone as well as gold. That's Imperial Age upgrade though, so it's very early. Too early for that. He doesn't have any more upgrades going, I guess. So that's basically the best he can get. And actually, you see him being chased around by the archers, so that's not good for Pandabear. He's actually going to take some damage over here and lose a few villagers. And that's the problem right now. That's what I said, right? So fighting archers with Mandugai is not going to work for you ever. That's just the worst possible solution to the problem. So what you want to do is actually want to get more archers, and you want to kind of be able to use those archers to trade efficiently with the archers of your opponent. So since he has double production potentially still on the cards, he can get out a lot of archers quickly. You can see 20 stone on Pandabear's bank, so that's not terrible at all. But he has very large army deficit. I mean, no, not really. We have what? We have 2 Mandugai, 4 archers, and the Khan. I think that's fine. He can just go for this right now. We have a small skirmish here as well. The Jer being attacked by the archers, he should probably just kind of get it out of the way. However, this hand over here remains unchecked, so he's just going to be able to harvest those resources for free. But the problem is right now is that there are 3 knights attacking from the left, and there is also a large force attacking from the north with, what, 6 archers and a knight. And honestly, the knights are the big problem right now, because you can trade versus the archers somehow, but you're just going to get out-pressured quite handsomely by those knights, and at this point I think Panda is just falling super far behind. It looks like he's going to be beyond the point of recovery, honestly. He was very greedy, he was not producing units for a long time, and he's just gonna get demolished here. The French are gonna prevail. It really seems like there is very little that Panda Bear can do. Like this is a a StarCraft 2 Pro actually going down, I guess, to a person who's like 1200 elo, which is not big at all. What Panda does though is actually he realized he can actually age up very quickly, right? So he's going to do this, and it's going to be a very risky maneuver. Because honestly, what I would like him to do first is actually get some security. Look at how many traders go down, man. Like, he lost every single trader? Is it true? There are no traders left on the map. This year is gonna obviously crash and burn, but look at the army numbers from BLORD, actually. So Panda playing very greedily in this game. Like, he could have got spears, he could have got, like, double production of archers. He has nothing for him right now. He has nothing going for him at all. And we see like a huge number of reinforcements coming across. There's 4 archers and the knight more again. And then the Mongols are just getting run around, man. This is really bad. It's really terrible for the Mongol player. We see 39 economy, by the way, for Panda. And we have 39 for BLORD. Actually, so BLORD is really good at fighting, but he hasn't been able to, take any big advantages off the back of that. So he has a lot of villagers on the wood as well. I'm not sure what exactly this is supposed to accomplish. He's probably just rallying from to there. You can see he's not producing villagers either. So that's the problem, guys. This is the big issue for BLORD, because he has a big advantage in this game. He realizes this, and he has to win this fight right now, because he is not producing villagers. He's just fully, I guess, maybe his conscious decision, like, there is no need to invest into villagers. I'm just going to build rams, I'm going to demolish you right away. Because, honestly, he only has, the problem for Panda Bear, he has no spears. So he has nothing to defend against those rams. So these 3 rams built by BLORD actually are very, very strong. They're going to be a very significant force coming into this battle over here. Look at this. So BLORD actually is going to push it very hard here. We see the traders coming back, so they did survive actually. But what do traders do against this? Like, not much. And honestly, his economy, like Panda Bear's economy, is in shambles. I mean, it's in freaking shambles. And even if he gets the upgrade for the archers, which he's probably gonna go for soon, I don't think veteran archers can stop this. Look at this force, man. This is 23 archers, 6 knights, 3 battering rams. That's terrible. Shepard, hello, man. We're casting it with Empires 4. And if you hit that, like, that's what you should do. Just hit the production. Just hit the production. You can kill this, and there is no production left. What do you do? Like, do you produce knights yourself? That's gonna be terrible. And those are just going to be unstoppable. What do you destroy those rams with? You have to pull villagers, I guess, like, to do so. And you have so many archers that, you can thin the numbers of villagers out very quickly if you are BLORD. And Panda Bear just realizes he has to go for the throat here, honestly. So, no, BLORD does. So, he goes for a fight. He gets 2 knights actually kind of locked up here over at the side, and those battering rams are going to chip away the TC right away. And this is looking very, very bad for Panda Bear, honestly. Like, he's just gonna get demolished. Like, those rams are taking 0 damage, and if he kills this, like, there is very little that Panda Bear can do in terms of production anymore. Like, he has so much wood, but he's sitting on 0 food right now. He has 92 and he's not really recovering much. He can try to repair with those villas, I guess. That's the possibility for him. But the archers can just target fire the villagers, as I said, and they can just really demolish this. So we see those archers, actually the Mongol archers, kind of trading away, but they are not veteran because the upgrade got cancelled, right? We have 2 knights actually from Panda who are desperately trying to scramble for control over here. And the villager numbers, as I said, are thinning out, and those rams are unrelenting in their pressure. Okay, so the nice part is actually Panda is holding on, because he was able to clear out the knights, and now he's going to be able to move up with the knights of his own, and he's going to be able to hold this TC, maybe, just maybe he might be able to hold this TC. So we see a lot of villagers just kind of switching focus on the rams. He might just be able to out-repair this. What you have to do as BLORD now is you have to aggress those villagers, you have to kill up as many as you can, and maybe can still out-pressure this, because every single villager that dies right now is a lot of damage coming in against Panda Bear. You cannot allow those knights to kill your archers though, because if you lose those archers, you get free trade for someone who is already in the castle age. And BLORD is very old, and look at this, he has 750 wood because he never actually took those villagers off that wood line. He's doing this right now because he realizes this attack fell flat. He was very close, but not close enough. And Pandabear, that's basically the killer instinct of a StarCraft 2 player, man. He clutches this game. He clutches the hell out of this. He's able to get this final blow on the ramp. He doesn't lose the TC. Just barely, really barely, he manages to survive. And that's insanely good for Panda, because he is gonna get the veteran archers now. He's gonna have those actual knights from the Castle Age who are way stronger. The Lancers are way stronger than the early Royal Knights of the French. And what does BLORD have? He has a few archers and that's it. So Panda clutches this defense, actually. This is so impressive. No, I'm just watching it as well. Like, this is a global tournament. We're allowed to kind of spectate the pros, and we're allowed to cast as we see fit. So that's what I'm doing, Shepard. So there's like a bigger cast happening. I'm just kind of solo casting this myself for fun. Basically, that's what we're doing. I'm casting for my viewers, which is you, among other people. Guys, this is a good moment to remind you to drop me a follow on Twitch, leave me a subscription on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, you can just go to the link below. And finally, if you want to kind of support my channel, you also have a possibility to buy a membership on YouTube for $3 per month. Quite a decent deal. This being said, we can watch how Pandabear kind of slaughters BLORD at this point, I guess, because those knights are just going to come in and demolish the archers. Look at this. Look at how fast they are of the charge from the Khan. So the Khan uses the maneuver arrow. The knights go in. They're just going to absolutely shred those archers. The arrows do nothing to them. They're basically impervious to damage. And this is looking insanely good for those knights, actually. Look at this. They're just massacring the French. And BLORD, this is, by the way, the guy who eliminated Meat from the tournament, right? BLORD did actually overstep a little bit. And he's going to go out of this, man. This is looking like, because BLORD, this French guy who's getting smashed right now, he's the person who got me out of the tournament too. So it's kind of cool to, okay, no, that's not fair, of course, but it's kind of interesting to see him drop out like this, very narrowly, by the way, by the skin on his teeth. He loses. And I don't really think, oh god, look at this. This is a speedger. Look at this. It's basically a rocket engine, because Mongols can research attack that makes their, Mongols can pack their buildings and move them around the map. And you can actually research attack that makes your building move like a rocket ship, which is happening right here. It's kind of like a car almost. That's another one. Look at this. This is the landmark. He's going to move the landmark over here into the base of his opponent. And this is basically, oh god, because if you have a cannon nearby, this is healing your units in sight. So you can just basically harass infinitely with this. This is insane. Look at this. Look at how fast this happened. Look at how fast those units are healing. It's basically infinite sustain. He's gonna kill that villager again. This is GG, man. There's like nothing that BLORD can do anymore. He's hanging to his life, like he's hanging by a thread as well. So he had a huge advantage like a minute or two ago. He threw it all away. He's just gonna get demolished here. This is huge. This is absolutely impressive play coming from Pandabear. 32 villagers idle, by the way, for our French player, whereas our good old ST2 pro comes up, shows up huge. He clutches this really narrowly. He's just going to send extra knights across the map. He has a very solid economy to kind of, rely on any as well. Look at how fast those guys are healing as well. They're just going to recover all the HP that they did lose. And you can keep sending the units. You can basically just kind of fortify a position over here. You can just slowly but steadily eke out an additional advantage into this fight. You can see those knights actually just kind of regenerating, healing, regenerating. That's very, very good position for our Mongol player. He's raiding this mill as well. He's raiding all around the map. He's going to take over the series. He's going to take over the game very likely, and he's going to prevail. And looking very good, man. Okay, so we have the boys being pulled, right? We have the villager pool coming in, and those villas are not really gonna do much. B taps out. He's out of the tournament. PANDABEARSC is actually going to the person who advances, wins the game, and in the competition for one of those quarterfinal seeds that are going to be resolved later on tonight. Look at this. Like, this is impressive, man. He had such a killer instinct here with this defense. This is so clutch. He just basically just narrowly won this game. Really cool, really impressive stuff coming from our PANDABEARSC. By the way,